He walks through his days with your echo still inside him. It's not a loud sound, nor a memory he can explain to anyone. But it's there, a presence that resides in the part of him he thought had gone numb. He tried to walk away. Not out of pride, not even fear. But because your love stirred something so ancient, so raw, that he no longer recognized the man he was becoming. The angels say, he left your arms, but your essence stayed wrapped around his soul like the breath of something divine. You never pushed, never chased. You simply existed. And that is what left him trembling. Because the truth, dear soul, is that you were never meant to be just another chapter. You were sent, placed in his path like a flame in the fog, to awaken him. To remind him of the love that doesn't demand, but transforms. The kind that doesn't need to be seen, but blinds with its light. He doesn't know how to say this. Maybe he never will. But deep in the part of him he hides from the world, he knows, you are different. You were never ordinary. Your silence spoke what 1,000 words could not. You touched his heart without asking for it. And now, he is quietly breaking open, because of you. Before I formed you in the womb I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. You are not in his life by accident. Heaven made sure your paths would cross, not to complete each other, but to remember who you were before life made you forget. You see the hesitation in his eyes. The way he leans in, then pulls away. The way his words trail off when they get too close to the truth. What you feel isn't in your imagination. It's in him, hidden beneath a lifetime of armor. The angels say, he carries wounds he's never told anyone about. Not because he didn't want to share, but because he didn't know he could. Every time you smiled at him gently, it frightened him. To him, love had always come with demands, expectations, conditions. And then you came along, different. You didn't ask him to change. You didn't need him to be whole for you to see the light within him. But love, when it's real, holds up a mirror. And in you, he saw the parts of himself he had locked away long ago. The child who yearned for acceptance. The man who wanted to be seen, not for his achievements, but for his silence. He became accustomed to hiding behind control, behind logic, behind the illusion of being okay. And you? You shattered that illusion wide open. Not with force, but with your presence. Your warmth. Your ability to stay close without intruding. The angels whisper, he wanted to be loved. But he never learned how to let himself be. So now he fights against what he doesn't comprehend, pushing away the very thing his soul craves. Not because you did anything wrong, but because no one ever taught him how to feel safe with love that doesn't hurt. Let him confront his shadows. Let the silence speak. He's not avoiding you. He's running from what you awaken in him. A truth that both frightens and liberates him all at once. There's a sacred strength within you, one you often forget while bearing the weight of his confusion. But the angels are clear, you were never meant to lose yourself while waiting for someone else to find their way. They see how deeply you care. How you understand his silences, how you offer gentleness even when he's distant. But love doesn't ask you to shrink. It doesn't require you to abandon your light just to be seen in someone else's darkness. The angels say, your heart is precious, and it deserves the same tenderness you give so freely. You've been the calm in his storm, the warmth when he turns cold. But now is the time to be that for yourself. Because when you pour into your own soul, something extraordinary happens. You stop needing answers and start becoming them. He may not yet be able to embrace what you offer, but you can. You can embrace yourself, nurture yourself, and remind yourself that your worth was never up for negotiation. Let your joy return in small ways. In the morning light. In music that stirs your heart. In aimless walks. In moments where you remember, you are not waiting. You are blossoming. The angels are guiding him. Yes. But they are also wrapping their wings around you, whispering that your essence is not defined by who chooses you, but by how you choose yourself. So light your candle again. Speak kindly to your reflection. Rest. Rise. And remember, being loved starts with being whole. He doesn't understand why he feels so restless around you. Why your presence lingers in his heart long after you've gone. Why he dreams of you even when he tries to forget. But the angels do. They say, you are his mirror, not the flattering kind, but the kind that reveals. There's a quiet intensity in being seen. A sacred kind. A kind that unravels years of pretension. And when he looks at you, he sees a version of himself he's not ready to confront. A man with longing. With fear. With hope. With a heart still alive beneath all the armor. He sees in your eyes the life he's denied himself. The tenderness he always wanted but never trusted. And so he both moves closer and pulls away, afraid of what it means to be fully seen and still loved. Your light isn't gentle. It's fierce in its grace. It burns through lies, melts denial, and forces the truth to surface. And he feels it. Every fiber of his being does. You were never meant to fix him. You were sent to awaken him. And awakening is never quiet. It roars. The angels whisper, he cannot unsee what you've shown him. He cannot return to who he was before you. So don't dim your light to make him comfortable. Let it shine. Let it reflect. Because even if he walks away, it won't be because you were too much. It will be because you were authentic. And the truth, it always echoes, even across distances. He doesn't know why he keeps returning to the memory of your laugh. Or why certain words you once spoke replay in his mind like hymns. The angels say it's because something inside him has begun to stir, something ancient, something sacred. At first, it was just a thought. A flicker. A moment of wondering, what if I hadn't walked away? But now it's more. It's in his breath, his timing, the way he pauses before replying to your messages. It's in how his silence no longer feels like absence, but wait. Longing. Awakening. You ignited a fire in a soul that was numb. And now, he's warm. Uncomfortably so. Because warmth makes you feel. And feeling makes you remember. The angels whisper, he is remembering what it's like to hope. It's subtle, this shift. He may not admit it. He may still pretend. But energy doesn't lie. And the energy around him is changing. You can feel it too, can't you? The air between you seems different now, charged, uncertain, alive. He observes your strength, your softness, and it unsettles him. Because he thought love meant control, effort, strategy. But you showed him something else. Love that allows for authenticity. And in this permitting, he is awakening. There is a path unfolding beneath his feet. He doesn't know where it leads yet, but the angels are placing signs. In dreams. In songs. In quiet moments where your name drifts through his heart like a prayer. This is how souls wake up, not in lightning, but in light. You felt it. The pull, the retreat, the silent return. It's not chaos. It's a cycle. a sacred rhythm of someone torn between surrendering and surviving. The angels say, he doesn't leave because he doesn't care. He leaves because he cares more than he knows how to handle. There is a part of him that longs to stay, to lean into your presence like it's home. But there's another part, older, wounded, that fears what staying would require. That part runs. And then misses you. And then returns, only to run again. You are not the reason he's uncertain. You are the reason he feels. And that scares him. He's lived a long time in numbness. In logic. In stories where feelings were unsafe. And then you, with your depth, your gaze, your refusal to be anything but real, shattered that script. But healing is never linear. Some days he wants to give you the world. Others, he questions if he deserves even your smile. That's why he disappears without warning, then shows up like nothing happened. The angels whisper, he is not lost, he is unlearning. Unlearning fear, control, shame. And you are the teacher he never asked for, but the one his soul always needed. You don't have to chase. You don't have to convince. His soul already knows the truth. Let the cycle unfold. Let the storm swirl. You are the eye within it, calm, radiant, unshaken. And when he's ready to stop running, you won't need to ask. He'll just stay. He may never say it out loud. But your love has been his quiet cure. The angels say, what your words didn't reach, your presence healed. In the stillness of nights when he felt too broken to reach out, it was the memory of your compassion that wrapped around him like a balm. Not the grand gestures. Not the promises. But the way you made him feel seen, even when he couldn't see himself. You didn't demand healing. You simply loved, and love, when pure, becomes medicine. He's been holding wounds you didn't cause. Bruises from a life that taught him to flinch when kindness came close. But with you, something different happened. His guard didn't drop, it dissolved. Not because you fixed him, but because you never asked him to be fixed. The angels whisper, he's felt safer in your silence than in most people's declarations. It's the way you stayed, not pushing, not pleading, just present. That presence, that steady glow, began to seep into places he'd forgotten existed. Places that now ache when you're far away and soften when you draw near. You are not just someone he's attracted to. You are someone his soul recognizes as a sanctuary. And though he may not yet understand the language of this kind of love, he's learning. With every thought of you. With every breath that feels lighter just remembering you. Some healing happens in therapy. But the deepest kind, the soul kind, happens in love like yours. Quiet. Whole. Undemanding. Sacred. Nothing is out of place, even when everything feels unfinished. The angels want you to know, there is a divine map unfolding, and you, beloved soul, are exactly where you were always meant to be. You wonder why he hasn't come closer. Why the timing never seems to align. Why the depth you feel isn't reflected back in action. But heaven sees the full picture. And it's still being painted. He's not ignoring the connection. He's not immune to it. He's being prepared. The angels whisper, delay is not denial. It is protection. There is work being done in his heart that only time and divine grace can complete. A realignment of what he believes he deserves. A dismantling of pride, of fear, of false stories passed down through generations. You were the spark, but the fire must grow on its own. Let it. Because forcing timing would only fracture what is sacred. But trusting divine order? That invites miracles. Yes, he will return. Not out of need, but out of readiness. Not to possess you, but to meet you. Fully. Finally. As he was meant to. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. What is meant for you will not require struggle. It will require surrender. Keep walking. Keep shining. The path is being cleared, not by you, but by the one who never misplaces a single soul. He doesn't show you the entire storm. But you've felt it, haven't you? That ache just beneath the surface. The tremble in his voice when the words come too close to reality. He wants to love you. God, he truly does. But something inside him still believes he won't survive it. The angels say, his fear is louder than his desire, for now. He's lived a life that taught him love equates to loss. That letting someone in meant handing them a weapon. So he's guarded, yes, distant. But not because he doesn't care. It's because he cares too much. You touched a place he buried long ago. A place even he forgot existed. And now, he's exposed. To feel something this real, to want someone this much, terrifies him. Because you're not a game. You're not fleeting. You're truth. And truth strips away all his armor. The angels whisper, this isn't rejection. It's retreat. He pulls back to protect himself from what he believes he can't handle. But with every step away, his soul calls your name in silence. Because love like yours doesn't vanish. It waits. It holds. It breathes, even when apart. He is learning. Slowly. Painfully. That vulnerability isn't weakness. That being held doesn't mean being broken. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. You may not see it now. But your grace is guiding him home, not to your arms, but to the courage he needs to enter them without fear. You don't need to wait with your hands clenched. The love that is yours will not slip away. The angels say, what's meant for your soul will recognize you, without begging, without bending, without breaking. He may still be on his way. Still unlearning. Still awakening. But you are allowed to breathe now. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the version of him you've been holding in your heart. Not because it wasn't real, but because what's coming will be truer. The angels whisper, you're not the one who needs to chase. You are the one to be met. You were never meant to be his rescuer. You were meant to be a mirror, a light, a living reminder of what sacred love feels like when it's whole and free. And if he chooses the path back to you, let it be because he finally sees what heaven always did. But if he doesn't, if his fear still wins, then your love was not wasted. It was a seed. Medicine. An altar. The universe watched you love with grace, not grasping. And that kind of love never returns void. So unclench. Unfold. Rise. You are not waiting. You are becoming. Becoming the kind of woman whose heart calls in only what is holy, ready, and aligned. The angels are not asking you to move on. They're asking you to move in, deeper into yourself. Into your wholeness. Into the kind of peace that doesn't depend on anyone else's clarity. Because the truth is, the right love doesn't confuse. It confirms. And when it arrives, when it finally stands in front of you, you'll recognize it not by how loud it comes, but by how quietly your soul whispers, yes, this is it.